Hi guys, my name is Patina Miller. I play the leading player in Pippin, and right now you are watching the Broadway.com show.
Welcome to the Broadway.com show, our weekly roundup of everything Broadway, or as we like to think of it, the Hamptons, for people who do 8 shows a week. Let's get started with the news. What's the buzz, Mark?
A new musical featuring the songs of late rapper Tupac Shakur is aiming for Broadway next season. Holla If You Hear Me will use the music of Tupac to tell an original story about 2 childhood friends growing up in the inner city streets of a Midwestern industrial town. Fences Helmer Kenny Leon directs the show, which is hoping to premiere on Broadway in time for the 2014 Tonys. And although Tupac's music is in the show, Tupac the character won't be. And no, there won't be any holograms either. Well, we hope.
We'd like to thank you, Annie producers, for casting funny lady Faith Prince as Miss Hannigan beginning July 19th. The Tony-winning actress is headed back to Broadway for the first time in 5 years, and we can't wait to hear her belt Easy Street and terrorize those orphans. Welcome back, Faith.
With Les Miserables returning to Broadway after winning over Hollywood, mega producer Cameron McIntosh has focused his attention on bringing back one of his other massive successes, Miss Saigon. A movie of that Vietnam set love story is in the works, but first we'll see a fresh stage production in London next year, directed by Lawrence Connor, who apparently has some new tricks up his sleeve. What we assume will remain is the thrilling score, all that baby daddy drama, and yes, the helicopter. You know, we miss the high drama of these 80s Brit hits, so we say, bring it on, Miss Saigon.
Some American Idol winners fade into obscurity, but no one can say that about Season 3 winner Fantasia Barrino. The Grammy nominee who made her Broadway debut in The Color Purple in 2007 is in talks to head back to the Great White Way in After Midnight this October. Directed and choreographed by Warren Carlyle, the musical review, which ran last year at City Center Encores under the name Cotton Club Parade, celebrates Duke Ellington's years at the famous Cotton Club nightclub in Harlem in the late 1920s. Consider us officially jazzed.
Another American Idol star isn't so lucky. Broadway fans looking for a country music fix are singing the blues now that Always Patsy Cline has postponed its summer bow. The 2-character tribute show was set to star Idol alum Crystal Bowersox as the Nashville legend and Oscar nominee Annette O'Toole as her most devoted fan. Here's hoping the musical finds a Broadway home in the fall so we can all sing along to Crazy and more hits with the pierced and dreadlocked farmer's daughter.
Hi, I'm Nikki M. James, and you are watching the Broadway.com show.
It's summertime, and whether you're driving to the beach or laying by the pool, it's all about finding the perfect summer playlist. Broadway.com compiled our favorite 24 songs from recent cast recordings to make the ultimate playlist, and now we're counting down the mix's top 5 tracks to jam out to this summer.
Oh, baby, give me one more day. Show me that. And wouldn't you rather be a left-handed flea, a crab on the slab at the bottom of the sea? Some kind of time living in Lords. We can leave behind the world we know. Everybody say yeah, 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 say yeah, yeah.
Raymond Luke Jr., who plays Michael Jackson in Motown the Musical, stops the show nightly with the Jackson 5 medley that includes ABC and I Want You Back. But the pint-sized powerhouse should have been singing Ain't No Mountain High Enough when he posed backstage with NBA superstar Magic Johnson. Check out this hot shot by photographer Bruce Glickus of the towering basketball great getting a big hug from the little star. So cute.
Last week, our Broadway Smackdown pitted 2 pairs of Romeos and Juliets against each other. With Orlando Bloom and Condola Rashad leading a production on Broadway, and Elizabeth Olsen and Finn Whitrock conquering one off-Broadway, we asked which one you were more excited to see. Well, the results are in, and 58% of fans are clamoring for the red-hot heat of the classic off-Broadway staging. This week, we're setting our sights on 2 classic Disney musicals that have set their sights on Broadway. The stage version of Aladdin will hit Broadway in 2014, while a new musical adaptation of The Jungle Book has just opened in Chicago. So we're asking you, which new Disney musical are you most looking forward to seeing on stage? Tweet us your vote with the hashtag B'way Smackdown and swing back next week for the results.
This week's tweet comes from comedian Joan Rivers, who managed to skewer an overblown superhero movie and give a shout out to Broadway at the same time. She writes, Man of Steel set box office records, but if I'm going to pay to see a man in panties, it will be on Broadway and it'll be called Kinky Boots. We're with you, Joan. Follow this cheeky theater fan at Joan_Rivers.
Hi, I'm Judith Light, and you're watching the Broadway.com show.
Broadway's hottest dancers got together at Broadway Bares on Sunday to make us all feel fat and to raise a lot of money for Broadway Cares Equity Fights AIDS. I headed right into the sweaty pit of a dressing room to ask this year's performers which Broadway star they'd like to see ripping off their bras and G-strings. Let the fantasies fly.
Living, dead, whatever. Gay, straight, male, female, whatever.
Yul Brynner. No, I don't know. No, that's weird.
There are stories about him.
Weird, though. That's weird.
Sounds crazy, but, you know, like, I love Bernadette Peters to death. If I could see her up there in pasties and a G-string like I am right now, I probably would pass out.
My go-to is Will Swenson, always, but I have seen his ass, like, two.
Congratulations.
Well, Hugh Jackman is pretty much up there.
Dream big, Leslie.
Dream big. Oh, Hugh Jackman?
He comes up a lot.
I'm sure he does.
I don't know. My girl Felicia, who plays Diana Ross.
Felicia, she'd look good.
Come on out. Next year, Felicia, you got to do it.
I would want to see Sheeta Rivera just giving it all, just working for Jesus, just giving you everything she's got. That's
totally buck naked.
Yes, absolutely.
Will Swenson, if you're not busy.
Judith Light. And Andrea Martin. Together. That's my dream.
And Andrea Martin and Judith Light are completely naked.
Completely naked.
Oh, you know who I loved this year was Sebastian Stan from Picnic.
Picnic. He was oily. He was really oily.
Picnic. Like the abs were a picnic. Yeah.
Thumbs up to director Rob Marshall and his storybook cast for the upcoming big screen adaptation of Into the Woods. This week, we learned Pitch Perfect star Anna Kendrick is in talks to play Cinderella in The All-Star Company, which also has Johnny Depp, Meryl Streep, Chris Pine, Jake Gyllenhaal, James Corden, Emily Blunt, Tracy Ullman, and Christine Baranski either cast or also in talks. Of course, Kendrick is also starring in the Last 5 Years movie, while Into the Woods is scheduled to open up in theaters against the remake of the musical Annie. Basically, 2014 could be a big year for movie musicals. This really is happily ever after.
Thumbs down to Tom Hanks and Bette Midler's departure from Broadway this week. We know Lucky Guy and I'll Eat You Last were always billed as limited engagements, but given the box office clout of Hanks and Midler, we wish they would extend so more people could see their expert performances as Mike McAlery and Sue Mengers. Hey Tom and Bette, it's been great having you on the boards. Now don't be strangers and come back soon.
This week's Star of the Week is charming, self-deprecating, and stage royalty. Let's give it up for Santino Fontana. It's been one heck of a week for the Cinderella headliner. First, it was announced that he would star as Prince Hans in the animated Disney flick Frozen, alongside theater vets John Groff, Idina Menzel, and Josh Gad. Then he wowed us with a perfect performance as George in the Caramore Arts Festival's outdoor staging of She Loves Me. She loves him, we love him, you love him, and that's why he's our Star of the Week.
Thanks for watching the Broadway.com show. We'll leave you with another listen to the top jam from our Ultimate Summer playlist. See you next week. Now take it away, Stark Sands.
Miss the future of Price and Son. Oh, Papa's got a brand new shoe. A life of broken heels got you down. We've got your solution. Get up, get it on, and get in step with our kinky revolution.